what is abstract class? So what is abstraction? To hide the implementation details and show only essentials. What does it mean? Suppose if for an example we take the ATM, so we go and withdraw the money from the ATM machine. We don't know what the behind the scenes what's going on, just like we give our input and get the output as money, right? So what happens there behind the scenes, some IP address is going to be hitted, and sometimes we are going to get money, right? And sometimes we don't go just because the response is that not enough balance or something like that, right? But behind the scene what happens, where the server is located, right, where is data actually stored, and what the IP address for that particular thing, particular system, that from where data is coming, we don't know about that, right? So this abstraction is provided by the developers, right? That you see only your desired things, like how to withdraw money and everything, and you need to input the password in ATM and everything, but you don't get in your response that IP address, right, the server location, you don't see that. So that is abstract, right? Those things are as abstract. So in Java we can perform abstraction with following two ways. So first one is the abstract class and second one is the interface, right? So what is abstract class? These are some rules I will copy from here. Just use these rules. Okay, I will write here. Abstract class which is declared using abstract keyword, right? Second is that abstract class may or may not have abstract methods. Third is that abstract class, if a class is abstract, then it is not mandatory to define abstract method inside it, right? But if a method is abstract inside your class, then we have to define class as abstract. Fourth point, we cannot create object for abstract class. We cannot create abstract method, final or private, right? So this is some important interview questions that you have to cover. And the last one is that abstract class have constructors, right? Abstract class have constructors. So sometimes people ask what is the difference between abstract class and the interface. Is that abstract class have constructor, but the interface doesn't have. I will paste these points to you and just copy those, right? So these are some points to remember. Okay, now I will define this class as abstract, right? what does it mean? Now this class is abstract. If I write this keyword abstract, then this class is abstract. Now I will define an abstract method in it, void abstract, right? Abstract class doesn't have body, only the declaration, right? And you need to give method name to it, right? M1. Okay, so this method is abstract. Abstract keyword must be written before the return type, right? This is the rule that you have to follow. Okay, and there is one another abstract method. Suppose I paste here, let me copy and paste here this M2. Okay, right. Now abstract class may or may not have abstract method. Mean abstract class can have the non-abstract method as well. Suppose void M3, this is non-abstract method present inside abstract class. Okay, so you can see that this is not mandatory to define the abstract method inside the abstract class. Abstract class can have the non-abstract method as well. And so may write logic over here, write abstract method inside abstract class, right? Here I need to write non-abstract method, but this is non-abstract method. Okay, now you cannot create object for this class. Let's try to create object for this class. Just go and main. Let's see what the error comes. How to create the object you well know. Just copy this class name and paste over here. Object is equal to new this. Okay, now object dot, if you try to call this method, right, see the error, cannot instantiate the abstract class, right? Just because this is defined in the abstract. So how can you instantiate the abstract class? You cannot instantiate the abstract class, but you can make a class which will be extending this abstract class, providing implementation for all these two methods, right? Once you will provide all implementation for all these two methods, now you can create the object for that. So I'll make a class which will be extending this class and implementing all these unimplemented methods. Suppose abstract class implementation, right? Now we need to extend this class so that this unimplemented methods will be coming here, right? Extends abstract class, right? Now see the error. The type abstract class implementation must implement the inherited abstract methods, right? M1. Once you come here and write add unimplemented methods, and these both two abstract methods will be implemented, right? But this suggestion was not given for M3 method, because that M3 method was not abstract. If you don't want to override this method, you don't need to override that, right? Then write some logic over here. See, M1 method implemented, right? Implemented, right? Now here I will write M2 method implemented. Okay, now what I will do, I will make the object for this abstract class implementation, right? Now I can create object for it. I will comment this abstract class, and the class which is implementing this abstract class, which is abstract class IMPL, I can create object for that. Cannot create direct object for this abstract class, right? But you can create object for the class which is implementing those abstract methods which are present in your abstract class. Okay, object dot M2 object dot M3 right? Non-abstract method inside abstract class. This was coming from the abstract class. Okay, so this is the logic. How can you give to abstract class? Anybody has any question in it? भाई तू अपना बंद कर दे, मैं उसमें थोड़ा सा
Yeah, Pawan here. One small question.
उसी में पढ़ाऊंगा फिर बाद में.
Hello.
Yes, Pawan.
For abstract class, like, can't we define the method? I mean, can't we implement the method in the abstract class?
I am implementing this method inside abstract class, right?
But
Abstract.
what about M1 and M2? I mean to say M1 and M2.
No,
Can't we?
no. This is the rule that these are the abstract methods. So if you are implementing this M1 and M2 method, these methods will know more the abstract, right? So abstract class means you can have or cannot have the abstract methods. M3 method I have defined as abstract, sorry, non-abstract, and both
Okay.
of these two methods are the abstract. So I mean to say that these are two methods which are present in your abstract class, right? These are methods are I have defined this method as abstract, right? So what does it mean?
Right.
Every child class will have its own implementation to follow. This parent abstract class doesn't want to suggest any implementation from its side, but for this M3 method, this parent class want that this method, this implementation I am suggesting, if you want to provide your own implementation for this M3 also, you can just override it, right? But here I am not suggesting any kind of the implementation, you need to implement it, right? So this is abstract class.
Okay.
Okay.
If we try to do, then it will throw error. Like, if we try to implement.
Yeah, of course, you cannot have body inside abstract method, right? You cannot have body for the abstract methods. And don't look that there is no error given. This body is not for the this method, right? This body is, you can define this body anywhere. Suppose here, so this is not error. You can have any number of parentheses in your code, right? This is just a block, but you cannot have body for the abstract method, just like you want to define it like this. Now this body is for this abstract method. See, abstract method do not have specify a body, right? Once I remove
Okay.
Okay, so actually power backup is not today present, so that's why I'm again and again seeing that.
Can you come again?
Okay, no problem, I will tell you when backup time will come. Okay, so these are two unimplemented methods. Suppose I comment this M1 method inside the class which is implementing these abstract methods, right? So see, what's the error? The type abstract class implementation must implement the inherited abstract method M1, right? Suppose I uncomment it and comment M2. So error will be for M2, right? The type abstract class implementation must implement the inherited method abstract class M2. What does it mean? If you are making object for, sorry guys, can you please mute yourself so there will be not background noise. What does it mean? It means that if you are making object for any class, then all abstract methods should be implemented in that class only, right? If you have a single method left as abstract, you cannot instantiate this class too. This was abstract class, right? This was abstract class, right, which have two abstract method present in it. This abstract class implementation extended this abstract class, right? So what it said that implement all the abstract method, otherwise if you don't want to implement all abstract methods in it, then define this as abstract 2, and now another class will be extending to this abstract class implementation, and this class have one abstract method present which is M2, right? M1 is overridden, M1 has provided the implementation, but M2 is still without implementation, is getting extended from the abstract class, right? So either you have to define the abstract method, define the implementation inside it. If you are not doing this, then define it as abstract, right? So just I wanted to let you know that if you are making an object for the any abstract class implemented class, then you have to define that class either the abstract if any abstract method is left to be implemented, or you need to define that class as abstract, right? So this was the about abstract class.
one small thing, like when you are, say, when it is in public, say, let's say, when you are in public abstract class, there you are able to I mean implement the body as well, right? I mean to say, so here you have, like, say, public abstract class, abstract class X. Here you have kept like a void M1 and void M2 is the two abstract methods which you have. In another abstract class, say you have some other like abstract class 2, there you can define the body. I mean, you can implement the body over there.
This is the implementation, right?
Hello.
Yeah, that's the implementation. If I am giving the body for this abstract method, this
No,
means
no.
that
If I put public abstract class instead of public class, if I put public abstract class again
here,
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 yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
you can do it, no problem. But why I will do it if this class doesn't have any abstract method in it? Why I will do it? You can do it, right? Same thing.
So
Yes,
okay,
but same
okay,
same thing is that you can do it, right? You can write any class as
yeah,
abstract, but you can see that here I am making the object for this abstractor, but I have defined this class as abstract, and I cannot instantiate it, right? Just like this class was abstract, so I
but
cannot instantiate directly.
my question is, like, in abstract class we can't define the body, you said, right? Like, I mean, we can't expand the body or something, whereas here we can implement the body in the other
These
abstract
method,
class. That's what my question.
these methods are not the abstract, right? These method are not the abstract. Abstract method cannot have body, right? What I have said that abstract method cannot have body. I have not said that in abstract class you cannot have body for the methods. Otherwise, what was this? This method have body. Still, this class was abstract. If you are defining a method inside abstract class and making that method as abstract, then you cannot
Okay,
have body for that abstract method only. Don't be confused, right?
okay, got it.
Just follow this point, so you will
Yeah,
not.
got no,
Okay. Once you make any class as abstract, you cannot
got
instantiate this, right? Okay, how much better?
got it.
Okay. Now one thing is that you cannot make this abstract method as final, right? I cannot make this abstract method final. Why? Because this will be contradiction about the Java rules. What is the Java rule? That you have to implement this method when you want to make the object for this abstract method, abstract class. Then you have to implement this inside a method. But if you will define this as a final, then you cannot override this method. If you're not able to override this, how will you provide implementation for this method, right? That's why you cannot make this abstract method as final. You cannot make it as a private, because private will be not going to that extending class. This will be private, will be restricted to the same class, right? That's why you cannot make this final and private. Okay. Second thing is that this was the about the final and the private of the abstract class. So these are some points to be noted about the abstract class, right? Or class which is declared as abstract keyword, and class which may or may not have the abstract method. This is not mandatory to have the abstract method inside this class. This is not mandatory. If you don't have any abstract method inside a class, still if you are defining this as abstract, this is okay. It means you will, but you will not be able to create object for it. Still, if don't have any abstract method, still you will not able to create object for this class, because this is defined as abstract. Maybe you want to extend it somewhere and you will give the abstract method inside this class. This may be possible as per the uses. So this is about this tech class, guys. There is no power backup. My battery is getting low, so maybe I will be changing the system sometime. So let's see if that problem comes at that time. Okay, so this is the M3 method. Okay, so this was the abstract class. So anybody has any question in this abstract class, like which we are having today? Ankur, Shailesh, Pribhat, anyone?
Yes, Vandan, can you give example what is abstraction at high level, not in terms of like this class and defining, just a general example.
General example is that suppose I have a player, right, and I what this abstract class means, I am defining a prototype, right. So suppose I have a player. Let me open my notepad first. Battery कितना है इसमें? Suppose I have a player, okay, and suppose I am developing a game, right, game, okay, and the game has, just like take an example of PUBG, right, because we are familiar about this game, right. So suppose we have game, right, and game has 10 players, so 10 players will have 10 qualities, 10 different qualities, 10 players, that's why they are 10 different players, right. So these are 10 players which are present in my class, right. These all 10 players are present in my class. I defined a abstract class. Okay, light came, please connect the charge. Thanks. So okay, abstract class, sorry, this keyword is abstract, right, abstract class A, and I have three properties in this abstract class: void, jump, right, abstract void, and abstract void walk. These are three properties: abstract void run. Suppose I am making a game and that game have some players, right, and those players are 10 different players inside my game, but I want that this class is abstract. Let me make another class so it will be much better. First player, I will be making this example inside your interface, right. Class first well extends A, right. You can give this class name as common player, whatever. And I what is prototype actually means, just first and let understand the keyword prototype. Prototype in terms of Java it means sorry for typo. Prototype in terms of Java means set of rules and regular and properties, right, properties. What does it means? First player, I have 10 players in my game, then if I am extending this common player, right, if I am extending this common player, then it means that my first player can have 10 properties, but this player should have at least, first player should have at least these three properties must be present, right. These three properties must be present inside my first player, right. So I will define these three methods, and whenever this first player class will try to make object for it, it have to implement these three methods, right. It means this prototype is defined inside our abstract class. You can have your own methods also. This first player, maybe four five more qualities may be present inside this first player. Similarly, when second player, I will copy this. Similarly, if second player will try to implement this, second player will also have same properties to be present at least. Maybe when first player will be implementing this wide jump method, it has to implement it if this first player wants to create its own object, right? Then what will happen? Maybe first player can jumps 3 inches, right? Maybe player can jump in feet height, but just ignore that. Maybe first player can jump 3 inches, but the second player can jump 5 inches. Player can jump 5 inches, right? Second. Similarly, there may be a third player which can jump 6 inches, right? So there may be second player class, but every player should jump, right? Every player should jump. This property, jumping property, should be in every player, right? So this I have defined this method inside my abstract class, right? So until I provide this implementation, I will able to create the object for this class, right? So this is about the abstract class. Is it make sense?
Yes, Anand.
Okay, thanks. Now, but guys, points to be remember are that abstract method, these points, please note down these points, otherwise we will be confused in interface and the abstract class, right? I have already pasted inside your chat box, just copy from that and I will print. And one more thing I want to add on, I am getting some queries related to videos. So actually I am on temporary basis on a temporary location. So I have shifted from my house. I am waiting for my new house to be shifted and that, but there are some possession issues, so that's why I am unable to shift there. So a temporary basis for 15 to 20 days I am on my friend's house. So here I don't have Wi-Fi connection. Still I try to upload those videos. Sumit lives nearby me, so I will give that videos in pen drive to Sumit and he will upload that by the end of tomorrow, right? So one request I will make, that please wait for the videos and please be attentive in your class, right? Don't be so reliable on your videos just because we have maybe 1.5 hour class today, 1.5 hour or maybe 2 hour class tomorrow. So we have 2 hours already spent inside our live class, and still if you are waiting for the videos, then again 2 hours wasting for the videos, right? Videos are applicable for if you have some misconception left, then you can watch at that point of time. Suppose concept are covered at the 37th minute, right? So you just directly jump to the 37th minute. Why you need to waste those 37 previous minutes, right? So that's why I am recording this session, right? But this doesn't mean that if you to rely on the videos. All videos I have recorded, I have all videos I have saved in my machine. Every videos will be uploaded, but please have patience for at least 15 to 20 days. Although I will try that next week I am starting Selenium. So by day 1 after the class I will uploading each and every video. I will making it that but please don't be too reliable on videos. That I will make request to you. Still that's my work, I will do that, but please cooperate for at least 2.5 weeks, okay? So now I'm starting the interface, but please note these points. Actually these points I have a lot of practice, that's why I have remembered, but these points actually helps to crack interviews, right? Here I will take interface example. No. So I will make a package inside my src folder. That will be for interface, and I will take same example which I have explained here. I will copy and paste this example inside chat box. Please copy somewhere just for the live example. If you ask, then I can give that, right? So interface example, let's see. Here I am trying to view interface. So what is the error is saying that invalid package name interface not a valid Java identifier, just because this is a predefined keyword inside Java. That's why I have given the interface examples, right? If I collapse it, the package should be inside your src. Okay, I will just move it and new. Here, just like you created the class, right? You can create the same way interface. C, this I is written, this means the interface. This C is written, this means is the class, right? Enough. This I don't need to explore this. We don't need to run on, right? Interface I layer, this will be our interface name. So I will taking same example. Okay, now what is interface? See, by default all methods, please note it down, by default all methods inside interface are abstract, right? And I will write a point here, ignore Java 1.8, because we don't need to rely on versions. If you are replying in interview, then we don't rely on versions of Java. Is going day by day, there are some new properties coming in Java, but we have to understand the common properties related to any programming language, right? Because Java 1.8 can have the static and the default methods, right? So interface achieves 100% of abstraction. Why say that? Just because the all methods are the abstract, right? So we can say that all the methods, if all the methods are abstract, then interface achieves 100% abstraction. But if you talk about after the Java 1.8, so interface can have the non-abstract methods like static and default methods. So from day onwards, Java 1.8 was introduced. Interface is no more 100% achieving the abstraction, right? Third thing is that interface does not have constructors. This is the common attribute which is which any interviewer want to listen to you. If he asks what is the difference between the interface and the abstract class, but our purpose is not the interview, right? That 2 weeks the different sessions for that. So interface does not have the constructor. Why? Because class have constructor. Interface doesn't have constructors, right? Because we cannot instantiate the interface. We cannot instantiate the abstract class, but that is the class, right? And abstract class can have non-abstract method. That's why abstract class have the constructors. If anybody asks why abstract class, why interface doesn't have constructors, then what does it mean? That interface, first of all, in a class have constructor, and we cannot instantiate the interface, right? And we don't need to do that because interface is not a class, and class have constructor. And if the interface have constructor, then we can instantiate that, right? Okay. So interface does not have the constructors. And third, and same properties for the interface, that we cannot instantiate, but we will try it by the some way. I will show you what that way. Interface. Okay, so if I define method like the okay, one more point is left. All variables, we call variables as properties also, right? properties. All variables or properties inside interface are final and static, right? By default all the variables inside the interface are final and static. So if you define like this example, int a is equal to 5, so by default it's written public static final, right? I is equal to 5, integer also, right? So by default all the method inside all the variables inside your interface are public, static and final, right? And what about methods? All methods are public, abstract, void. So I will paste these rules about the interface to please copy this somewhere inside your notepad. Okay, now I will define some methods to it. Void, okay, this is a player, right? So void player jump, right? So now I will define like this. Okay, so what I am recording this session, right? Okay, what does it mean, guys? It means this, if you just like for super last week I have covered this super constructor chaining, right? If you like this abstract void, this it's okay, but if you don't write it, still it is public abstract void, right? By default it's public abstract void, you don't need to write it manually, right? By default it's written like public abstract void. Okay. Second, another abstract method present is over here, player walk. Right, player walk. So this is also abstract method, public abstract void by default. Suppose I try to define a non-abstract method here, void suppose m3, because we don't need to relate it to our program, just I'm taking the m3 numlock. Okay, see error. Abstract methods do not specify a body. Now you can say I have not defined abstract here, just because by default it's abstract, right? You don't need to write as abstract. By default inside interface everything is abstract, right? Everything means the methods, all the methods are the abstract, right? Or you can say change m3 to default and static, right? Because from Java 1.8 onwards you can have static and default methods, but if I try to run this program with previous versions, I don't remember from where to change. If anybody has properties here, change here, I will check and let you know. We can change actually version of the Java. We can run this program from the using the previous versions, right? I will check and update you and let you know. But if I try to run this program for Java 1.7, then we will not getting these suggestions too, right? We are getting these suggestions because I have installed Java 1.8 in my machine. Okay, but one more thing, that I have not defined this method as abstract, still it's giving me an error. And abstract methods do not specify a body, just because by default this method is abstract. So this was the error I wanted to show, that you cannot have the default you cannot have the abstract non-abstract method inside your interface, right? So if you want to have non-abstract method, these are some static m3 you can define like this. That's how it was suggesting to you, right? Yes, you should have any return type. So here I am giving the return type as void, right? So you can have static and default methods inside your interface, right? Static and default too. Default doesn't means scope, right? This is default, this default is related to some else, right? Default void m4, suppose I try to take it, what does it mean? Okay, right? So you can have static, but I will share some article, just explore this. Our agenda is not to cover these topics, right? Because we should have knowledge about the interface, right? This we don't add such uses in our topics in Selenium. Okay, similarly you cannot make this method as final. Why? If you try to make this as final, you will never able to override this. If you will not able to override this, how can you provide the implementation for this method? That's why you cannot make this final, right? And private also, you cannot make this private also. Okay, so if I try to make it as private, so this will be not coming inside your implementing class, just because it is restricted to same level, right? Same scope, right? So that's why you cannot make it as private. So what we cannot do with the abstract methods, this you need to understand. Okay, now what I will do, I will create a first player class which will be implementing these methods, right? But one point to note here, class extend the class, but class implements the interface, right? So if you by mistake try to write extends the interface, it will not be able to do this. You get an error, class implement interface, and the interface extends the interface. Now last week I told that you cannot perform the multiple inheritance through classes, right? You cannot you can do it with the using the interface. How? Because last week I told you that there is a constructor chaining problem, right? With the classes we have constructor chaining problem will come in the picture, right? But in interface we don't have constructors, right? That's why we will not face these problems. But and second thing was diamond problem. Diamond problem was that suppose there was a class A, right, and class B, right, and class A has same method m1, class A has same method m1, and class B has same method m2, and this class m1 class have the implementation for m1 method, some implementation for m1 method, and m2 class in class m2 in m1, so both should be same, right? m1 class A and class B both have m1 method, right? Class A have m1 method and class B also have m1 method, right? So now class B try to extend class C, right? Class C try to extend class A and B, right? As I said, when any class will try to extend any class, then everything present inside this parent class will be coming to this class C. So m1 method from class C will be coming here, m1 method from class B will be coming here, but m1 has different implementation for the inside the class A, and m1 has different implementation inside the class B. So both A and B have m1 method, but both have the different implementations. So class she will be confused which class M1 method it should invoke, because both have different implementations, right? So that's why there will be a diamond problem, or you can say what that is a particular keyword is that ambiguity, right? Ambiguity means there will be ambiguity, confusion, right? Which M1 method this class C should invoke, because both totally have different implementation. But in case of interfaces, we don't have any implementation for these methods, right? If you don't have any implementation for these methods, then there will be no confusion. And in case of constructor, interface don't have constructor. That's why interface can implement multiple inheritance in Java, right? If anybody asks that what is the difference between the interface and the abstract class, if anybody asks why multiple inheritance is not supported in Java, then your answer should be multiple inheritance is not supported in Java just because constructor chaining and the diamond problem present inside the case in the case of classes, but we can do it in the case of the interface. But my purpose is to say not only this, but there will be no usage of performing the multiple inheritance, right? Why? Because if you don't have any implementation for that method, then if you cannot use anything, then don't need to perform that. So I have not seen any live example where we are performing the interface, but some set of rules, but some situation comes. For an example, I am the super class, I am the super person who will decide the rules of this game, right? I will decide all rules for this game. Suppose I am developing a game, suppose just trending the PUBG, so I will decide the rules for that PUBG. I have 5 rules defined, right? So I am interface A. I am interface A. I have defined 5 rules, okay, but different versions comes, different what we can say, different set of rules come, different functionalities comes in the game, and if someone tries that these 5 rules should have, and I want to add 2 rules also, then in the case interface B extends A, right? And these 5 rules will be coming, right? These 5 rules will be coming inside this interface, and this interface can have 2 rules. So 2 plus 5 total, this interface has 7 rules. After 2 months, another version come of that game, another new functionality they introduced and say that I have another rule. So interface C extends, either it can directly extend the B, so 7 methods will come in, or it can do A comma B, because maybe A have another again redefined A, right? So in that case you can see that if I have 5 other suppose there is a interface C, right, and B has not extended the C, interface C, this interface C has 3 methods and 3 rules, right? And this tries to extends B and C, right? So but no any method has implemented, so in that case the interface can perform the multiple inheritance. But this I wanted to let you know just for the knowledge sake that we can do it, but I am not going to explore more. I will share some article, just explore that. What we needed, I am explaining that we needed in Selenium everything that I am explaining, but our concept or the agenda should be Selenium only, right? But every knowledge we should have related to that. So if across any problem, suppose I assigned any mini project for you, so you will be able to do that, okay? So first layer, right? So this first layer implements interface iPlayer, right? I have not saved this. Let me save it, iPlayer. Okay, now try error. The type first player must be implement the inherited methods, right? Abstract method iPlayer.playerWalk. We have to implement actually all these two unimplement method here. Then only I will be able to create the object for this class. So suppose I write here add and implemented methods, and this first layer I will provide here sys out first layer can jump 10 inches, right? And sys out first player can walk 10 kilometers, right? 10 kilometers. Okay, so this I have implemented. Now I can create object for this class. Right, I will create a main method in it. Okay, now just try to create object for this interface, class first player. Object is equal to new first player. Okay, and call these two methods which are implemented, player jump object dot player walk, right? Now I will run this, and you can see this first player can jump 10 inches, first player can walk 10 kilometers, right? Suppose I don't implement this method here, because I said if you want to create the object for any class, then in that class there should be no any abstract method present, right? So either I have to define as an abstract, but if I will define this class in abstract, then I will not be able to create object for it, because we cannot create object for abstract class. So how can I do it? I have to extend this class, right? And in this class I have one abstract method present. Which one is that? Player walk, because that is coming through inheritance inside this method, right? This is implementing the iPlayer, so whatever the present inside the iPlayer is coming through into the first player, right? So either I have to define this, I have to give definition for this method here, or I need to describe it as the abstract here, right? So what I am doing, I am giving the definition here, right? I will uncomment this. It means that if you have not defined the all abstract method inside your abstract class, then you have to either define this as abstract, right? The other you have to define that as abstract, right? So if you are trying to make an object for any class, so you should make sure for that in that class there should be no any abstract method present. Okay, okay. I will create another player, right? Second player. Let's see something new here. And this second player implements same interface, iPlayer. Just I said, just implement all the unimplement methods. So this is one is the second player, and second player maybe jump 15 inches, right? Second player can jump 15 inches, right? And sys out second player can jump, walk 12 kilometers. 12 kilometers. Okay, so if I will try to make object for second player, just comment this. If I will try to make object for second player, the second player properties may be called what? Okay, see, second player can jump. I have not given the inches right. Then 15 inches right. Now I'll run it. See, second player can jump 15 inches and second player can walk 12 kilometers. What does it mean? That means that I have defined an interface. Now try to understand. It means that I have defined an interface, right? What this interface says, that I have some set of rules for every player, and every player should have at least these properties, that every player can jump, every player can walk, right? At least these properties should have inside every player. If any player wants that it should have some new properties, then let that player itself define, let that class should define that it has some new properties. So you can define here new properties, public void player eat or increase energy, that is more efficient, right? Player increase energy. If player takes energy drink, then energy drink. I will show some interesting things also to you, so that there will be more clarity, because there may be any case may be coming inside your logic. So in that point of time you have to think what I need to do here, right? So you should have every core knowledge about that, right? So here this player, okay, what I will do, I will make, okay, for first player I have defined, right? So I will make the object for first player I already created. Will comment this and on comment this. Now see, now I can call the method here, object dot player in the increased here, right? Now see, in this first player class, this I player said you should have at least these properties in your player. Then the first player said, okay, I have at least this property, then this has to implement these two properties, right? Player, I will put this above, right? So it will be in a row. Okay, so it should have at least these properties, right? Okay, but this player can have its own some, because if somebody goes for the pro version, right? I have actually I don't play PUBG, but I heard that people can purchase the pro version. So maybe pro version player can have some new properties, some extra energy. So how can it be possible? Maybe there may be method player increase energy by having a drink, right? Energy drink. So this first player have that property present. But suppose if you are in the same page, suppose I ask that this person has pro version, right? This person should be allowed to have that extra energy level, but second person has not purchased the pro version. So I want to restrict to have that property present. So what I will do, for second player I will do like this. Please please pay attention here. I will do like this. I will commenting this all. But first, what my requirement is, My requirement is suppose I have 10 different players. I am taking example of only 2, right? You can make these 10 players, right? First I want that my first player have purchased the pro version, right? This player has purchased the pro version, so what it should give some new extra energy, some new properties to this player. Okay, let it do this. So it will call that class and that object, and everything is possible for me. But the second player has not purchased my pro version. This is an example, please don't try to relate it. I am just trying to relate it with the some new things, right? So I want to restrict second player to not have that new property, right? New extra properties, right? So what I will do, I will say him that okay, you have that properties which I have defined, you should have that, but you cannot define your own properties. So what is this? I player, right? Okay, IP is capital, right? So I said that I player, which is the reference, this object is the reference for this interface, right? And provided the object for the second player. Now if I will try to, let's second player should have new property, then you will understand, right? Second player said that okay, I have defined my own method, but okay, this is a new property is present inside the second player, object dot player, and what is the name starting from? Okay, player increase. Okay, see, this one is not suggesting me player can increase drink. Second player that have new property also, right? Player increase energy drink, right? But here if I am trying to fetch that, then it's only suggesting properties player jump, player walk, which are present inside your interface. So interface has restricted this second player to have some new properties without having a pro version, right? So it means that whatever properties by default I am giving, you can have that properties, but if you are not purchasing my pro version, then you cannot have new properties. This is the abstraction, and still in the terms of the Java you can say it, this is your polymorphism, right? You are creating object of same second player class, but if you are changing the reference, then everything is getting changed, right? As your object have different behaviors, right? This new second player is an object which have different behaviors. If you are try to make this with second player class, and this is the runtime polymorphism, right? This is the runtime polymorphism, because this is being decided on runtime, right? That which method it should able to call and which it should not able to call. But if you are doing like this, then you can see that this is suggesting all three, just because we are getting object for the second player class, right? But if you give the reference of the interface here, so all you can call which are present in interface only, right? So this is your polymorphism, this is your abstraction, and this is your rules that you, if you have some requirements like this, you can follow these rules. Anybody has any queries in interface? And same thing, if you are restricting some methods, same rules left in the abstract class. Anybody has any query?
This works for normal class also.
Can you explain your question?
The concept that you told us, is it applicable for normal class? Like I am extending
Yeah, if you have
that
two
I'm creating.
classes, one is the parent. Let me do this for you, but just first just put this question on hold. But before that, if you have any questions related to interface first, then I'll be coming to this point. Anybody? Actually only 4 people are present, and these are people will maybe facing problem in Java, right? In Selenium, just because they tomorrow, guys, tomorrow is the collection class, right? Collection, I want to again put here, please, anybody of you, please don't miss the collection class, right? Anybody who will miss the collection class, I will guarantee him that he will not be able to suppose I am going to automate the calendar in Selenium, right? Calendar is a web element which is present in travel websites, right? Suppose if you want to book a flight, right, then you have to go through with the calendars, and if you are automating the calendar process, you are automating any travel website, then if you are not able to automate the calendar, you will not able to automate that travel website, right? And you can automate calendar only after rerunning the for each loop, only after rerunning the some collection concept like array list, right? So if anybody will ignore these sessions, these important sessions, then please don't blame me. Just because Java was not the part, still I am covering, because I know that the feedbacks I got, still people may not, I don't know why they left. But anybody has any question in interface? Otherwise I will coming to Arjun's questions first. Okay, so I will comment this, and if you refer this code, I will put all this code. We'll take class on your question because we have time left for that. Okay. This is a class A. I'm taking just simple example for this. Okay. One method void into method. There is a class B. Extends right. Class B had some own method B void m3. M3 in class B. And I will create a main. Okay. Now you have asked this is possible for classes also, of course. Sorry, A is equal to new B. What does it mean? Let's try to call A dot. Okay, I don't have main method in it, can call only inside method, right? A dot C M. I have put an object for B, right, but given reference for A. What does it mean? Last week it was left. Actually somebody asked, but I was in hurry because of Sumit was taking next 1 hour. So what it happened, what does it mean? Please please be, in case of interfaces, in case of classes, this rule is common, right? What happens if I have given the parent class reference? I will write this line here so that it will be more efficient to write it. Parent object equal to new child. What does it mean? It means first this object A, I have created object A. First this object A will try to find out this M1 method, this M1 method inside class A, right, which is your reference. A is equal to new B, A is, and object A is your reference actually, right? So first this will try to find out inside your A, and the rule is this M1 method should be present inside your class, parent class A, right? This should be present inside your parent class A. It came here, okay, it checked that okay, this is present inside your parent class A. Then it will go to the child, because you have passed the object for the child, right, new B. It will check okay, this is present inside the child, because we are extending this, right? Extending this means this method is present either. I hope you guys understand this, okay? And it will check whether we are overriding this A. Why? Suppose I override this, and if you are overriding, then this is a set of not compulsory rule, but this is a standard that you follow. Then we need to use the override notation, right? M1 in class B. Again from the starting, it will check reference, that in reference it should be present. M1 method should be present in your reference, right? M1 method should be present in your reference. If M1 method is present in your reference, then it will be going to the child class. It will be going to the child class and checking if the child class have same method present, then okay, run the child class method. If this method is not overridden in the child class, then run the parent class. Then after checking that it is not present in your child class, then run the parent class. But if this is not present inside your child class, like M3, if you try to call this M3, and because M3 is not present in your child in your parent, right, M3, so if you try to call this will be error. Let's see, although it's not suggesting, that is enough to understand that this will be giving an error, right? See, the method M3 is undefined for type A. Why? Because I am giving the object, this should not be given here, but here I have given the reference for A. So whatever method we are trying to call by giving the object for class B, if you are giving the reference for A, this method should be present inside your parent, and right, and if I try to A dot M2, right, I will be able to call this M2 because it will be going to parent first, will come to the parent first, okay, and see that parent M2 is present. Then it will check whether it is overridden in child. No, then okay, run the parent class, right? And same for M1. What was happening in M1? It will go to the parent. M1 should be present in your parent. M1 is present in parent. Then it will go to the checking in the child whether it is overridden. Yes, it is overridden. Then run the child class. If the rule is that if this method is, if you are passing the parent reference with the child object, then it means that first it will go and check inside parent. If it is present, then error will be not there, right? If it not is present inside parent, then it will be an error. But if it is present in parent, then it will go to the child. Okay, it came to the child. If it is overridden in child, then run reference is to run the child class method, right? But if it is not overridden in child, then run the parent class method, right? But it should be present in your parent class, then only you will be able to call this. This was the topic actually. So what I was trying to explain in interface, same thing was there, right? I was doing this through a set of rules with the players, right? Players should have at least these properties, okay. But if if I want to restrict that second player should not able to define its own properties because he has not purchased my pro version, then I will pass the parent reference with the child object. The parent was your interface, right? So that's why I was giving, and this was possible in case of classes as well. Now it's clear.
Yeah, it's clear.
Okay, so I think last week you have asked this question, right?
No, no, it's my first day today.
Okay, okay, okay. So, oh, Ajit,
One more thing.
yeah.
One more thing I wanted to ask a very basic question. What is exact difference between a reference and object?
See, this is clear to all. See, if I declare a variable, so what I call this is a variable, right? But in case of classes, first thing, just listen. In case of classes, if I have a class A, right? Let me use the notepad. There is a class keyword C is always small, class A, right? If I want to create object inside another class, main class, and this main class, suppose class A is equal to new. What this means? This int A is equal to suppose 10. Because why we say this as a reference variable, right? Actually this is a normal variable primitive type, right? But this is not a normal variable, this is a primitive type variable, we call it as a variable, right? Second thing is this is reference. Why we call it this as a reference variable? Why? Actually what this new keyword does, this new keyword assigns some memory to this variable where this object will be, where the object is created. This new keyword will create the object, right? And object has the reference of this variable, right? So that's why we call it as reference variable, and this is a simple variable. And when you create using this A, suppose I comment this, right, and I don't have this new keyword, then this is an only reference variable, right? If I will be using like this, then now this is an object which has some reference. This actually don't try to find out which some different things that are going on. So the reference, if you write for class A like this A, then this is a reference variable, and when you assign any object to it, then object is assigned to some particular location only. So this is.
Can I call integer a equals to 10 without creating object, like without writing equals to new something, just using reference?
Java doesn't have pointers, right? So you cannot do this. And using reference, if you don't have any object, how will you able to do this? But one thing, if you make this variable as static, then using my class name and variable name you can call it.
Okay.
You can practice these things later on. Just these are some good questions.